here coming at you guys with another reading. Give me 1 second. Yet again, I started my Secret Sunday with my headphones in. I don't know what's going on with that, but that's handled. So, as you guys may or may not know, if it's your first time watching a Sacred Sunday reading of mine, Sacred Sunday is where I sit down with Father, the Divine Source, and I channel a message directly from the source. A lot of my readings, a lot of my other things doesn't always come directly from the source. It comes from higher selves, angels, sometimes ancestors. But with the Sacred Sunday readings, I make a concerted and concentrated effort to pull it directly from the one, the all, the divine source, or as I affectionately know him as, Father. So, and already my throat chakra is clearing up. We love to see it. So for this Sacred Sunday reading, I titled it "Moving Right Along" or "Moving." Yeah, I think it's "Moving Right Along." You guys know what it is because you clicked on to here. But the reason why I did that was because I lately, at least in like the few dreams that really been sticking out to me, it's really been about divine movement forward and like have receiving and really paying attention to the guidance that you're getting in your life. And I really feel like that energy, that guidance is becoming much more persistent, it's becoming much stronger. The energies is starting to get a little bit closer to the physical realities of which we're living in. um One of my dreams, so it started with this first dream that I had a couple days ago about me being like in this room or in this shop with a whole bunch of people. The shop was like really, really crowded, and we were waiting for someone to cook food. Like the kitchen was right there, but no one could really see into the kitchen. And to me, that kitchen was spirit, like Father, his realm, his domain. You know that you know and you sense that it's there. Some of us can even just like see its works or know that it's working, but we never know exactly what we're going to get or what's happening there. To me, it could also be like your realm, like what it is that you've been manifesting or trying to cook up psychologically or subconsciously. Could be the same for me as well. You guys know what I mean. But anyway, in that dream, people just started leaving the shop because, the cook was taking way too long to get people food done. But the people who stayed, they were staying around, they were being patient. But, and this is so weird, all of a sudden there was like stairs that like appeared in the corner of the room. There was just stairs there. And I was the only one that saw it. So I got up out of my seat and I went to look up the stairs, but there was nothing there but like darkness. It was a void. But from the void came sauntering down the stairs like they owned the place, a tiger. This is the first time I had seen a tiger in my dream at all. Like I something that never happened is new. It's usually like a dog or a cat or a monkey. But this is the first time, like in my dreams, that I saw a tiger. A tiger that came down the stairs from the void. So the tiger is walking down the steps like it owned the place. And at first I was a little scared. So I went back to my seat and I just was like, I was just observing this tiger. Make sure I get rid of that. I was just observing this tiger because I was a little scared of it because I'm like, what the hell is this tiger doing in this little ass shop? So I sat down and the tiger started making his rounds around the room. And people started getting very afraid of the tiger. In fact, some of the people who were sitting down, they started screaming and running out of the shop because the tiger showed up. And the tiger came to me and it just like nuzzled me a little bit and it just kept walking around and walked around the shop. So after more people was like chased out by this tiger, the chef like lifted up the blinds and I can finally see into the kitchen, and he called me up. I was like the only person left in the shop at this point. So the chef was finally done cooking. He opened up the window, and I went to pick to get some food. But when I went there, like all the food was for the people who already left the shop. And the chef was just trying to offer me leftovers, offer me scraps. And I was looking at the food and all of it was unappetizing. I didn't want any of it and I felt like none of it was for me. But I still took a bowl. I went back to my seat and I got out a little like stand. Some of you guys know like that's those little black stands that you pull out when you're not eating at a table, but you're just like eating in front of a TV or something. I took out one of those little black stands and I set the bowl down, but I didn't eat it yet because, it was looking very unappetizing. Just looked like a bunch of mush to me. So then a light appeared in my dream, and I looked up into it, and I shit you not, I saw a person in it. This person had wings. I couldn't really like make out like too much of them, but I just seen a person of light inside of this light that appeared to me. And I can see that it had a crown on its head and wings. And it said to me, "Why are you still here?" It was like, don't, didn't you not want to settle for scraps? Why are you still here? And I was just looking, and then I woke up like just like that. As soon as it says, "Why are you still here?" Didn't you not want to settle for scraps? And then I woke up like literally right there. And I could not go back to sleep until I did what it was that I knew that I had to do for a couple months now, but I've been afraid to do it. Like I knew that this was something that I had to like really cut out of my life, something that I had to do to really trigger like my new beginning because I was just tired of, and I was thinking to myself the day before that I'm tired of settling for scraps. That was like a really strong intention that I placed into the universe, and it manifested in my dream in the form of, I'm gonna call it an angel, a freaking angel coming to me and asked me like, "Well, if you don't want to settle for scraps, why are you still here?" It had to give me that real talk, but and it wouldn't. I could not go back to sleep until I did what I was supposed to do, and after I did it, I was able to go back to sleep. So that what I'm saying here is like, that's part of the thing, part of the energy here is that a lot of you guys lately, and I've been feeling this in the energy, especially on my Instagram chat page, that it's time to be moving right along with your life. Like if there's something that you know that you don't deserve or something that you just don't or just aren't happy with in your life, you have the power inside of you to change it. You already know what it is that you need to do to change it. You just need to work up that courage and that energy to move right along. The second dream that I had that really compounded on this energy was one that I had more recently. I'm not going to talk about the whole entire dream. I'm just get to the meat of it, to the point about that fits in with this reading. In one part of the dream, I was transported into the future. And in this dream, like there was just this one person who had this like huge tower, like this huge building, a skyscraper. But all the windows and doors was blocked off, and the only way to get inside the skyscraper was to get in through the roof. Now, in this dream, a ladder was like very significant here because in other parts of this dream where I was like running away having to escape from places and run away from like forces trying to like get me, I was always given a ladder where everyone else had to just like climb or got caught. There was always a ladder in place for me. So when I appeared in front of this building, there was a ladder there. And I was climbing up the ladder, but other people started to see me go up the ladder and they wanted to get on too. People who that ladder wasn't particularly for. So everyone started climbing up the ladder and trying to like climb over me to get to the place before me, but the ladder collapsed because it was too many people and it was meant for me. Like honestly, the ladder was just meant for me. Um and I'm gonna get into part of why I had to share that as well. This is going to be a very multi-layered Sacred Sunday reading. I really feel like it's really only going to resonate for quite a few number of people here. This reading in particular is really only going to resonate for a very few amount of you. But the ladder was meant for me, and all these people who was just like as you'll find out later, been just very rude, don't really have my best interests at heart, was just trying to climb on the ladder with me. So it fell. They tried to build stairs. Like next thing you know, construction equipment started coming in, and they built a set of stairs really, really quickly. And as they were trying to climb up the stairs to get up to this tower, it was like the world itself just like shifted, and someone was like falling over. She's like, "Wait a minute, there's water coming. There's water coming into here." And someone looked back at her, and it was like, "Oh, you're crazy. There's no way that could happen. Like you're crazy." So they started climbing, and lo and behold, the fucking whole world underneath us was actually just a giant ship. And that, when I tell you that that ship fucking tilted, that whole building started coming down, the ship started like turning because so many people were trying to access something that just was not meant for them. They were just really trying to get onto it, trying to push other people out the way, trying to devise so many different means and efforts to get there. It really reminds me of the Tower of Babel. For those of you who are pretty well versed in your biblical knowledge, people reaching for something that's not meant for them. Only I was the only one that was given that ladder. I was the only one that was supposed to climb up, but other people tried to push me away, push me down off it. But the whole fucking thing just capsized. It was like we were on a ship and none of us knew it. So it capsized. I had a grappling hook. I had a freaking grappling hook and I attached it to the top, but I was still sinking into the water. And normally, whenever I'm sinking into water, since I have a terrible fear of deep water, I tend to wake myself up. But I've been resolving myself to, if I am sinking in water in dreams, to just allow myself to see the depths. And that's been manifesting more. So I was waiting patiently as I was sinking into the depths of this cold, deep ocean. Like, but then I got impatient and I tugged on the grappling hook and it pulled me up. And again, this is about moving right along. If you're really feeling like that part in particular is about moving right along. If you feel like you're just stuck and sinking somewhere that you really don't belong, that you're just stuck and sinking in an uncomfortable situation, you're going to have to trigger that change. You're the one that's going to have to trigger that movement upwards, that movement forward. You can't just sit around and wait for something to come in and something amazing to happen. You have to be the catalyst for the change in your life. That's very important here. So when I tugged on the grappling hook, I was like brought up to the top of the wave. And the next thing you know, a running theme in like my dreams is that I start to hear narration sometimes. So there was a voice from the clouds that was just saying something about a colossus in the water. And mind you, my heart sank because I'm already afraid of the water. And now there's a fucking giant in the water too. So next thing you know, I seen a fist come up from out the water and it had like a whole bunch of patterns and designs on it. It reminds me of a game that I'm playing, but I'm not going to really get into it because I don't have any nerds on this channel. But it was like a whole bunch of swirls and designs on the hand, and it was just like making massive waves that was just like sweeping me away. Like I wasn't getting stuck under the waves. I was just like being pushed and guided by it. I wasn't afraid because I knew that the waves was like really pushing me somewhere. I was bracing myself against the other waves because it was, trust me, it was moving a lot. And then it stood all the way up. And then once it stood up, the water finally went still and I was able to see it. It was like this really big blue giant. His eyes was like glowing and it was blue. And it looked like it was wearing a helmet with horns. It was very Norse, very Viking like. It had glowing blue eyes. It was huge, huge. Like I literally had to like bend my neck up just to see it and to just see his eyes. And it was looking down at me. So here I am in the middle of an ocean with a giant blue titan looking at me. And then I was hearing the narration that even just the slightest movement from this titan can cause massive waves. Like even just it just like moving its finger can cause like a huge wave. So what it did was it reached down and it gently moved the water, but it made such a huge wave that just like sent me like I was just riding on the wave. And next thing you know, I ended up on land. So what that told me in that dream was that you have such strong divine assistance. When you finally decide to make the change, decide to like really work up that energy, work up that courage to be the catalyst for change in your life, that's when the divine steps in. That's when the divine comes in and like really supports you and like guides you along your path. But first, you have to make that decision to move out of this uncomfortable place. You're going to be filled with so much insight. Your intuition is going to be on fire. And you probably already know, if you feel it stuck and stagnant, you already know what it is that you need to do in order to allow this energy to shift or to be the shift for this energy. And once you conquer your fear, once you get comfortable with the uncomfortable and just decide, like, all right, I'm at peace, but I'm ready for something better, you pull that grappling tug on that grappling hook. You decide to get on out this out that place. That's when the divine comes in and moves for you. And all of this is to say that some of you guys probably already know this, at least from like my Instagram channel. A lot of some of the people that might have really resonated with that message already done something to initiate a radical change in your life. And right now you might just be, yeah, you might just be like how I was, just stuck in the middle of an ocean, just like, okay, what now? There's going to be a wave, a huge wave that comes and carries you to your next destination, to where you need to go, to allow you to break away from this energy and to move on. Because the weird thing was, once I got to the land, all the people that was trying to like push me off the ladder, like really just like try to take what was mine and like push me down, they was where they ended up on land too. They was okay. No one's really going to get hurt in this dream. And one of the people in there, they started choking me once I got there, just because they just didn't like me. I think they didn't like me, and they started choking me or whatever. And that was just like my final resolve. Like, I need to get away from these people. These I can't be with this group. And I left. I went out into the darkness, and that was the end of that dream. It's going to be a very hard and difficult thing, and you're not really going to know what's next. But what you do know is that you need to initiate that movement. You need to be the catalyst for change in your life. And once you do that, you'll receive all the divine assistance that you need. But first, you need to be brave enough to make that change. You need to be fed up enough to say that I'm tired of getting scraps off the table, which was so powerful for me. I'm tired of getting scraps. Like, I'm tired of it. I don't deserve that. Once you really come into that energy, you'll be moved right along. So now we'll get into the cards. We'll see if I just shared all that until I was blue in the face for a reason or what's going to happen here. But yeah, I really feel like this moving right along energy is very much like present here. Perth row. Okay. It's very much present here. Like this moving on faith and allowing yourself to like to just go. Being fed up and just like I had enough. Like this isn't what I want in my life. I want better. I deserve better. It's time for me to act. Okay. Yeah. I got it. I got it. All right. So we have Perthro and Urus. And at the bottom deck, we had the Day Guys room. For those of you guys who are following on my Instagram, this should look very familiar to you because I just did a message on Day Guys. But Perthro and Urus talks about the power of trusting in faith and fate. Perthro is the rune of fate, of luck, of chance. It's supposed to be a box of lots. And for those of you who don't know what lots are, it's like a bunch of sticks of varying like sizes. It's what people used to use back in the day for gambling. So that's why Perthro is about, oh well, gambling and also forms of divination. That's why Perthro is the rune of fate, because it's the box of lots. As you can see, this person is walking along a tightrope. He has like a little stick to keep him balanced, but he's making sure that he moves forward without looking down. And that's the energy that we have here. Move forward, trust in your intuition. Trust that you know what it is that you need to do and that you're guided by fate, that you won't fall. You have to make the decision to change. You have to be the catalyst, the force for change in your life. And that's exactly what the Uru's card is. I mean, rune. The Uru's rune is the rune of force. It's that power, that energy, that unstoppable force. This is the energy that you need to embody, that I will get what's mine. And whoever stands in my way, whatever stands in my way, you better watch out. You're going to end up broken. You see, this guy back here is trying to hold this bull back. He tied him to this post and he's holding on to his ropes, but this bull is unstoppable. Okay? This is about how what's meant for you is inevitable. It's going to happen. But like I said before, and like I always champion here, we have free will. That was something that was given to us. Fate knows what's in store for you. Your spirit knows what's in store for you. But this is supposed to be a collaboration and a co-creation. You choose your experience in your life like it's a choose your own adventure book. You choose what experiences you want to have and when you're going to start triggering certain chances. Some things are left to divine timing, and some things you got to do yourself. That's the beauty and the balance of life, of being one with the divine and co-creating the life with the divine. That's something that you guys probably hear a lot about being co-creator with divine source. Part of that is knowing when it's time for you to take action so source can be more clear on what it is that you want and move you right along with the waves, or to come down and tell you like, why are you still here? Didn't you not want this? Move on. This is unstoppable energy, and this is how you need to be when it comes to your goals and the things that you want, because the day God's rune is the rune of a breakthrough, of a new day, of joy and happiness. Your breakthrough is on the other side of fear. Your happiness, your joy is on the other side of your fear. If you're stuck, feeling like you're sinking, feeling like nothing is moving, you know exactly what it is that you need to do. And if you don't know, and I said this before in my one of my other videos. Actually, it was the guidance for your path video. That if you don't know what you're supposed to do to like really move on, then that just means that you need to really get into a closer touch with yourself. You need to take the time out to meditate. If you don't know how to meditate, then you need to journal. You need to do something that allows you to get in touch with your inner self so you can receive the guidance that you need and act on that guidance and trust in that guidance. Like this guy trusts that he's being guided here. That's the strong energy there because your breakthrough is at hand. You just need to choose it and be relentless in pursuing it because the breakthrough is literally right there. It's right there. And it's funny because Hagalaz is right under it. And Hagalaz is like the tower card and is in the rooms. It's like a sudden change, a sudden shift, like sudden disaster. Like this is like really setting your life on fire. Like I really feel like because at least in my experience, this change and that shift that I had to take something that's very scary for me. Something it's putting me back in a situation that I was in before that I didn't want to go back to. But I knew that it's what I had to do and it's what I had to revisit because this time I'll be doing it with the divine at my back, with more knowledge and more awareness of the divine behind my back, of Father supporting me. But it might be something that's really out of character or very, very scary for you to do, but you got to do it. You got to do it. And you got to do it with trust and faith that you'll be caught, that, if you take this leap and you, funny, and I was just talking about cycles and revisiting something that I've already been in. This is what the spiral cards indicate. But you got to do it. You got to take that. You need to take the energy, take the initiative, and shift the energy in your life. This is, I feel like, what's being called upon for a lot of people. It's time for you to take the reins and to make the first step towards your fate, towards your destiny, towards your dreams. It's all on you. So the spirals card, I think, is all about a pattern, about a repetition in your life. And what I know about like repetitions and cycles in your life is that cycles always show up, but Every time you feel like you're repeating a cycle, you do so with more knowledge and more wisdom. You get a higher perspective on the cycles that you're repeating. And the beautiful part about having more knowledge and wisdom on the cycles that you're repeating is that now that you have a higher knowledge, higher wisdom, you can make a different decision to exit on out of that, to get right on out of that cycle. For me, it was being stuck, just accepting something that I knew that I didn't deserve, being around with people who didn't really have my best interests at heart, who just wanted to like put themselves ahead of me, think that they're higher, better than me, and it's not where I needed to be. Now is the time for you to really understand where in your life is something repeating and embody this Uru's energy and move on out of it. Trust in your guidance, trust in fate, and know that that breakthrough is right there. This is a keen, prime time to end cycles in your life. I feel that here. And here we have the true love card. The true love card is about self love. You can only attract in your true love, your soulmate, your twin flame. Been loving your readings, making healing candles as we speak. Endings and new beginnings. You are the magician, take the wheel. Yeah, see, look. I don't just come, Father doesn't have me come on here speaking nonsense, guys. I don't come on, I don't do my Sacred Sunday readings to speak nonsense. I speak real rap. The true love card is about really deciding what it is that you want for yourself, loving yourself enough to attract the things that are like true to you, that honor you. Like I said in that dream, people was just trying to put themselves over me, just trying to hold me back, put me down, and give me less than what I deserve. And it's time to get out. And again, the meditation card. If you guys don't know how to connect to yourself, I suggest that you start practicing meditation. Like I said, not everyone knows how to do it, not everyone feels comfortable with doing it, and everyone meditates in different ways, but it's a very worthy process. It's a really worthy thing to learn. I advocate strongly for the power of meditation. I really am a strong advocate and a strong proponent of it. It helps me and it helps so many other people quite a lot. So let's see what else we're going to get in regards to this message, because I feel like this message in and of itself could be the Sacred Sunday reading, and I can leave it there. But I pulled out a bunch of cards, and we're going to see. Okay. Okay. I got it. Got it. So we have the card of impartiality and passion. So impartiality speaks of getting your emotions out of a situation. Like if you really get your heart out of it, because your emotions is probably clouded by fear. Yeah. Because I see here in one of the buckets, even though it says paint, only thing that's like highlighted here is the word pain. It's that fear, it's that pain. It's that how else can I say this? It's that little dark block that's like really keeping the light from coming in. That's keeping the light from coming in. Yes, that's keeping you from your breakthrough. It's stemming from your mind, but it's affecting and clouding your emotions. So if you come out of like that energy of like feeling fear, become more impartial. Like I said in that Instagram message, like, are you where you want to be? No, that wasn't my Instagram message. That was that reading that I did, the guidance for your path. Okay. That reading was very significant. Are you where you want to be? No. Then take the steps to do it. That's a very impartial view. Like it's a good yes no check for those of guys who do like programming. It's a good yes no. Like is this true? Yes or no? Then this. Or if then statements. If you're not where you are, where you want to be, then move. That's a very simple and easy way to think about it. If thinking and contemplating and ruminating just only leads to more confusion, simplify it. Is this what you want? No, then move. Follow your passion. The passion card here, because this is, I think her name is Princess Apricot. These chakra wisdom cards have like really cute stories to help really embody the lesson. But Princess Apricot, she is a princess, But what she does is she comes down, she reads to the elderly, and she gives back to the people. She's a very beautiful soul. But everyone around her tells her, like, what you're doing is unfit for your station. Like, you're not supposed to be down here consorting with the peasants, reading to the elderly. You're the princess. But she doesn't care. Princess Apricot does what she wants to do because that's what she feels in her heart, and she's being true to who she is. And this is this true love card. It's time for you to be true to who you are and follow what it is that you truly want out of your life, to follow your passions. Like, no more being held and constricted by societal notions of what's right, what's success, what's appropriate for you, or what it is that you need to do. It's the time for you to choose your own fate, to choose what it is, to create the fate that you want for yourself. This is getting into Final Fantasy territory, but okay. Create the fate that you want for yourself. You choose your own destiny. You and the divine create your destiny. Your soul already knows what it is that you truly want to walk, what it is that you truly want to do. And the challenge here is breaking free of the illusions that this world has tried to place upon you. And breaking free of the illusions that this world has tried to place upon you. And moving towards your fate with clarity, with joy and happiness and being free. It's all coming together now. We have miracles and guilt. Some of you guys have been really living your life for other people here. And this is why I had to really talk about that dream where I was on a ship and everyone was just pushing me down on a ladder. Some of you guys have really lived your life for other people. You put other people's feelings, other people's emotions, other people's ideas ahead of your own. And as you can see, this woman here has a halo. She helps so many, all of her friends who are downtrodden on drugs or like on the bottom parts of their life. She opens up their house to them and she helps them. But when it's time for her to receive some help, when it's time for her to like, wow, this is hitting so home. It's hitting so close to home. When it was time for people to give back to her to help her out, no one was there. No one showed up. All of a sudden everyone didn't have the money. All of a sudden everyone couldn't really do this or that, even though, like, even though she barely had anything, she gave them everything that she could. She has that halo there. She's a true earth angel. And the guilt card talks a lot about like putting other people ahead of yourself, creating these shackles, these bonds that's keeping you chained up, but you're allowing other people to move ahead of you. But the good news about energy like that and people who are truly like that, and not just people who say that they are or think that they are, people who are truly like that get to experience miracles in their life because you were selfless. You really put a lot of people above yourself. And now it's the time for those. I'm hearing the meek shall inherit the earth. It's time for those of you who really just really put other. Oh my God, Jesus, I'm getting so many notifications. Now it's time for the people who really put other people ahead of themselves or really just kept themselves small so other people can shine, so other people can be taken care of. The miracle card talks about through good acts, through acts of integrity, of kindness, of faithfulness, how beautiful things start to emerge and bring light into the darkness. This is the energy that's here, especially with the day God's room. A new shift and a new change for those people who are truly selfless, for those people who want more and want better in their life, who's really spend a lot of their time giving to other people. We have two of these sacral chakra cards here. Spend a lot of your creative energy, a lot really put yourself on a back burner. I'm hearing you really put yourself on a back burner if this reading really resonates. This is the message for these people. You really put yourself on the back burner for a lot of people, for trying to fit their perceptions of you, fitting into their box of you and what they expect out of your life. But now it's the time for you to really live your life for yourself, like Princess Apricot here. Not pay attention to the people around you who's telling you that you should do this or do that, but doing what it is that you feel is right for you in your path. Now let's see. these are some affirmation cards. I really like reading these because they really just added like a really lighthearted touch to everything. And I really felt like now I know that this was a good call to really bring these cards out because the energy here is just so light and it's so freeing. It's about being released from bondages. Like I love this energy. And we have impermanence. Life is always changing. And look, and here we have like the ship about to be beset by waves, like I was talking about in my dream. Life is always changing, and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. As I drift through hard times, I can take comfort in knowing that I will leave them behind. As I drift away from good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence is an equal opportunity non entity. This is all about like knowing that good and bad times come. Right now, this is a transition from what could have been a particularly not so good time, like the past however many years of your life, and now knowing that you're about to shift and walk into something even greater and better for your life. You're about to start. I feel North Node energy. Some of you, a lot of you guys, if this reading, who this is for, you're about to start walking into your destiny, into your fate. Inspiration. There is a voice of inspiration within me. Right now, it's only a whisper, but the more I listen, the louder it will get. Soon it will be a flawless speech, voiced by James Earl Jones, through a megaphone with lots of applause. Again, that following your intuition, you guys know what it is that you need to do. And this is why I said it in the beginning, the very, very beginning of this reading. No one was here when I said this, but if you go back and watch it, you'll see what I said about how there's like divine energy coming in to assist. It was like further away, but now it's starting to get like closer. Like in that dream when that tiger came in the dream that I mentioned with the tiger coming down the stairs. I looked up the symbolism for tiger, and it represents a guardian deity, a high level spiritual energy, a force that's coming in, a protector. That was something that really just appeared in my dreams. It nuzzled me and it chased out everyone else that was supposed to be in line ahead of me, waiting to get the food that was being prepared. And again, you know what it is that you need to do. You hear it. Yeah, and at first, some of you guys, that voice might seem a little bit more far off than others, but it's there. You know it, and it's going to get louder and closer until you can't ignore it anymore, and it's time, and it'll be time to act. It'll be the deciding factor, the breaking point. Are you? Because like I said, we have free will. Are you going to move? Are you going to act? Or are you going to stay in place? Letting go. Perfect. This is so, God, this is so perfect. I don't dwell on bad things that happened. I let things go because I have enough heavy burdens to carry around. And also, grudges aren't a great look. Let it go. Whatever it was, it's time to cast that stuff off and keep on moving, just like this camel here. All that stuff falling off his backpack, but he don't care. He just feel himself getting lighter and lighter, and he's walking on his trail, on his path, because he's in hiking gear here, walking on the trail and a path. Eyes closed, trusting in fate and trusting in his steps, because he knows the path. You know the path. Deep down inside, you know what it is that you want, what it is that you're meant for. You had dreams of it. You're the water tiger. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Now I learned something new. This is the year of the water tiger, the symbolism of the titan in the water and the tiger. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'm gonna look that up too about the water tiger. Cause I recently just learned that the Chinese zodiac has like elements like an air monkey, fire monkey. I recently learned that, but I didn't go too much into it. But now I'm gonna look it up. So thank you for that. There's deeper symbolism here. Ah, Hangman in reverse. The Hangman in reverse was probably a lot of the energy that a lot of us was stuck in, like of of wanting to move forward but constantly looking back. To me, the Hangman in reverse speaks of someone who's already taken the steps but is having second guesses or doubting this step that they need to take or doubting their new perceptions. That's something that's really coming through here, the energy of doubt. But here's the Ace of Swords cutting through and providing clarity, a breakthrough. You're on the right path. You just need to trust in your step, trust in that little voice of inspiration, that little voice that came to you, that's coming to you, that little voice that's not so little anymore. For a lot of people, it's not so little anymore. It's a freaking water giant staring you in the face right now. It's appearing to you as a freaking angel, telling you like to move on while you still here. Get going. Follow. It's clarity coming in. It's there. Yes, freedom. The devil card. The hangman in reverse and the ace of swords. It's that devil energy that's really causing you to look back. But I see the sword here to protect you from this energy. The hangman in reverse, like I said, is us. But here's the ace of swords. To me, the ace of swords is the card of Archangel Michael. This is his energy. Here to keep you safe and protected on your journey from the devil. Those of you guys who might not know this, because this isn't really biblically canon, this is like, I think, the book of Enoch. It was Michael who fought against Lucifer, the devil, and casted him out of heaven. It was Michael that did it, that bested Satan in combat and casted him out. This is why his energy is here to protect you. I get it. This is like so resonant on so many different levels. You have a protector and a guardian. Okay, you are protected. Very clearly here. You're protected. So don't have hesitation. Don't have a doubt or a fear in your path or what you're walking. Walk it with confidence. Walk it with faith, and walk it with and trust that you're being divinely led to where it is that you need to be. Six of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. That you're being led to your victory and to your stability. Trust in that path. Trust in your guidance. Trust in the inspiration that you receive, and you can never go wrong. So that's my Sacred Sunday reading, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I highly suggest that you guys like kind of go back and watch the beginning once this is up, because all of this whole reading was really stemming from like the first 15 minutes of this whole video. So go back and watch that if you guys wasn't here. But thank you so much for your time and energy, and be blessed, my friends. Enjoy your day.